McClan is here. Today we're going to be working on our lead leg side kick and how to develop power. Let's get right into it. Alright you guys, the first thing I want for us to think about is our chamber. So what we're going to work on first is this. You're going to bring your knee up and feel like you're touching the opposite shoulder. So we're here. First we have to develop power through our front leg before we can start going forward. So I like to practice this. We're bouncing, putting a little bit of weight on our back leg, touch and come back. Touch and come back. Almost like we're doing Taekwondo point sparring with this. We're like nice and fast with it. And as we start to practice this, think of going from 45 to chambering up to 90. So you start to have your heel face where you're going to kick. So now we're bringing it in, coming over. Bring it in, coming over. Now start with some light kicks. So we're going to think touch, touch, and come back. Touch, touch, come back. Now see how I'm doing the same motion on the way back as I do throwing the kick. In and out. So I'm not just kicking and then letting this drop, right? I'm thinking touch, extend, making sure your shoulders are back, kicking with your heel, chamber it back in, and touch. Practice that a couple times. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now as we start to get the hang of that, I want you guys to think about what we're doing with our non-kicking leg. It's first important to make sure that we have a strong, stable base here, because if our foot is pointed inward and we try to throw this kick, we're not going to have any balance or structure. So I want you guys to really think about turning this foot outwards to here, so it's facing behind me at the point of impact with my kick. So I can still start with my feet pointed forward, but as soon as I start to throw this kick, I pivot that foot out. So it's a straight line between my kicking foot and my toes pointed this way. So then, if I start to lean back or the person pushes into me, I'm able to spring into my toes. Versus being like this, if I have a lot of pressure to push back, I'm coming on the side of my foot and I don't have any spring there, so that's when I can fall. So I want you guys to practice now, as we chamber in, turn, turn. Now watch what I'm doing with this back foot. Starting to bring it in a little bit. Almost like you can think of it as a hop or a slide. I like to get a little bit of both, right? So now we're chambered in. So we're taking the first drill, touching up with the second drill, turning the foot in. So now I want you guys to look like this. Touch and come back. Touch and come back. Now, one thing to remember with this, and this is where a lot of people get this wrong. You don't want to try to slide on the way back. So you slide forward, but if we try to slide back, we're sliding on our toes and we're going to hurt ourselves, right? So I want you guys to think, slide forward, bring this foot back, and pendulum back. So almost like a real low Taekwondo karate stance here. Almost like we're doing a pendulum kick, right? Bam! But instead of it, I'm chambering this up first, pushing forward with that kick. Watch one more time. Chamber, hit, come back. Now I want for us to work on a couple drills to develop the power with this kick. The first one is our low side kick to the knee, almost like a oblique kick with this. We're going to chamber in, and as we throw this kick, we're going to first turn our hips and then bend the knee. So we're pushing down with it, right? So really lengthening that leg back as we hit it, right? We're coming bam down on that kick. Now once I practice that a couple times, I've gotten the flow of it, instead of chambering straight up, now I'm going to push off of this back foot, right? Now I'm no longer bending down into it, I'm pushing off of it. So let me show you the difference. We have low to the knee, bam here, then we have to the body, pushing off of it. Sorry, didn't mean to knock it over, but let me show you guys the next part of it. Now what I want you to think of is we should be able to get the same amount of power from our pendulum kick when we're really jumping into it as we do from pushing this leg off, okay? So here's what I want for us to try. Feel that momentum. Feel that energy coming up from this pendulum kick, but kick light. Touch and come back, then feel that energy, bring that back foot a little closer, bam, push off and get the same amount of power out of it. Watch when I extend it, pendulum out, versus bringing this foot in, then driving out of it. Watch one more time, pendulum, keep this foot here, push off. One more drill I want for you guys to think about when we're practicing this kick is a lot of times it's hard to hold our balance, especially as an intermediate or beginner with these side kicks. So what I like to do is either hold onto the wall or a ballet bar, if you have one, and start really thinking about turning my toes facing towards the wall bringing this knee in and working this right here. Chambering in and out. Knee comes into my opposite shoulder, drive out with the heel. Now you should work some different heights with this one. I can think 45 down where I bend this leg and drill my hips into it. I can go waist height, or I can start to turn my hips up more and go more to the jaw. Leg, body, jaw. Work that until you feel comfortable doing the same thing without going onto the wall. Drive down, go to the waist, head. All right, we have the wonderful Damon Leonard here today. He's gonna be helping me out a little bit. I'm gonna show you guys a good drill to do if you have a partner. So I want for us to start off feeling like we're pushing off and giving each other a high five to get the range. High five, high five. So I get a nice feel with this so you know where you're gonna kick. Now one person's going to come in, throw that kick. So you're gonna touch the ribs. You can give it a shot, bam, good. And keep it light, control where you're kicking from. Start spacing out your feet a little bit. Good, and I want you to always be prepared with this back leg and this back hand. So let's say I'm here and I throw this kick underneath. After I step back, I have to prepare for what he's gonna do. So let's say I throw this kick and he steps in. I need to be ready, right? Practice that one more time. I push off, kick, you step in. Good. Now you're gonna do it. Here, throw that kick. Bam, now I step in, he's ready to go. So one more time, each of us. Touch, touch, kick. Touch, touch. Wow, wow, good. Awesome job. I hope you guys enjoyed the video on our lead leg side kick.
And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe.
Awesome job, you guys. One clap. Asa. See you next time.